Hello everybody. How are you today? My allergies are kicking my butt today. I went outside for a little bit and the pollen is up, y'all. So how many of you have been recently breaking out with pimples? And so this could be actually what could be a contributor to that. How many of you actually clean your brushes on the regular? So if you do clean your brush on the regular, go ahead and comment down below. Some do, some don't. So I'm going to show you today how you can properly clean those brushes, because it could be a huge contributor as to why you may not be getting your brushes clean. So I actually will be using more of like a vegan coconut kind of cleaner. Sorry, my allergies are really bad. So I'm going to show you how properly cleaning them could actually be hindering, if you're not, could be a contributor to your breakouts. So if you don't have one of these cool little doodads, you want to get one of these cool little doodads, okay? And so mine actually has suction cups on it. So I actually get the side of my sink wet, and then I suction cup it to the sink, okay? But I'm gonna show you guys here a really dirty brush. So here is a really dirty looking brush right here, okay? So I'm gonna take this brush, this dirty brush. Again, look at it, really dirty. And then I'm going to rub it around. So how many of you clean your brushes on a regular basis? So a lot of people don't. Like me, I only clean them once a week. I should clean more. But I love to use a conditioner on my brushes. Now, I don't mean like a hair conditioner. I'm talking about an actual conditioner that's going to condition those brushes. So I like to use this little doodad. Can you believe this thing only cost me like $4 or $5? I absolutely love it. So I just kind of take my brush and I kind of like to rub it around. And the reason why I like to rub it around is because I like to make sure that that brush has all of that out of there and it's good and dry, okay? So here is the brush. Look at that brush, it's all clean, okay? And so I do as well keep it laying straight, okay? So I lay it straight down when I'm done with it, okay? So let's pick up another brush here. Let's see if we can find another Aki brush. Okay, so this one's not Aki, but it's dried out. And it's dried out because I didn't get all the soap out of it last time. Okay, so I'm just going to take that, and I'm also going to take it into this. And I'm going to make sure I get that soap really good and off of there. Okay? So it's really important to condition your brushes if you're not conditioning them with a specific cleaner. I do know people who use like baby shampoo on theirs. I would be very careful about doing that because baby shampoo is very drying to the skin. It can actually cause drying out of the face as well. So if you tend to break out easily, you want to be very careful of that because it could be really causing a lot of breakouts. So look at this, it's got like a pinkish color to it. All I'm doing is kind of rubbing that around, and I'm going to just kind of rub it on my brush cleaner thing here. You can actually make one of these at home. You can take a, if you're not in my VIP group, but I posted it in my VIP group, you can take a hot glue gun and some Tupperware, make different grooves in the Tupperware, and it can actually help by creating that groove mark. So you can actually make one of these on by yourself. However, I don't have time for all of that, so I'm not going to be doing all of that. Okay, so I'm just taking this brush and I'm just gonna, again, I'm just rubbing it on here. I just want it to be all nice and clean. Mine does have like this little holder here. I don't use it for anything. I just make sure I have that brush really nice and puffy before I set it down, because I want to make sure that I'm cleaning these properly. Now, I usually clean my brushes once or twice a week. I always clean them after clients. Obviously, these are not these are not the ones that I use on my clients. I have personal ones and client ones. So I always make sure that I'm getting my brushes clean, because I do struggle with acne. If you do clean your brushes, what do you clean your brushes with? How often do you clean your brushes with? How often do you clean your brushes? I love this little doodad. As you can see, I'm just kind of rubbing it around on here, and all this gunk is like coming out of it. Let me put you guys a little bit closer here. And then you can see, all this gunk is like coming out of it. It just keeps coming out of it. See here. So you want to make sure that you're getting them really clean until like it just kind of starts washing clean. Sometimes people don't give it that amount of time to fully clean. So you saw how gross it was to begin with. Now it's nice and clean. Here's another dirty one here. So we're gonna pop this bad boy down here. And so we've got it all nice and conditioned here. And so we're just gonna kind of rub it around on this little board here until it wipes clean. So having these grooves down here are going to help get that conditioning cleaner out of there. It's going to help keep them nice and clean. Look how clean that is, and your brush is conditioned too. So let's go on to this one. This one's really dirty. Okay. And then I'm going to just put it in the grooves here. So what happens is, it's kind of like if you were using a washcloth, the same washcloth for like a whole week. You don't want to do that, obviously. We don't want to do that. And I'm pretty sure none of you do that. So I think of it in that context, that you want to make sure that you're not washing your brushes with something that's drying, but something that's hydrating to your brushes. So you want to look for like coconut, palm oil, seed oil, those kinds of things. Essential oils are really important when dealing with your skin, but also with your brushes. You never want to lay your brushes upside down or anything like that. Look at this little brush. I use that for concealer. And then I leave my brushes out overnight, okay? So I leave them out overnight, and I actually leave them in a very ventilated room. And the reason why I leave them in a well-ventilated room is because you want to make sure, so like when you're cleaning your palettes, your color palettes, all of that stuff, you want to make sure they're in a well-ventilated room where there's not a lot of bacteria. So we don't use this bathroom down here to go to the bathroom or anything, so there's not a lot of traffic, okay? So when you're talking about traffic, we're talking about the fact that maybe you have a lot of traffic in one of your bathrooms, okay? So when you flush your toilet, I know that sounds really gross. This is really gross. When you flush your toilet, you do know that fecal matter gets on your toothbrushes, right? That's why you should be covering your toothbrushes up every night or day, okay? So fecal matter does come up off of the toilet and can get on that. So I do suggest making sure that you're covering those, but also covering your brushes. So if you do have to clean them in a non-ventilated area or leave them out in a non-ventilated area, I would suggest putting like a paper towel or a washcloth over the top of them so they are covered, okay? Because you do not want that on there, trust me. So especially if you're prone to styes, but if you're prone to styes, you really want to make sure that you are cleaning your brushes. I can tell you that a lot of acne can be produced from not properly washing your face or properly cleaning your brushes. So I've had this cleaner for probably a year now. As you can see, I'm just rubbing it around. It gets kind of gross in there. And so it's really hydrating to my brush. And I'm just gonna take it and wipe it in there until I see all of that gunk coming out of there. And if this is a big brush, so I really make sure that I get in there, that I'm really getting all of it off. So see, it's still coming out. Still coming out. So I'm gonna, okay. So I still see it coming out here, guys. I'm promising you, you probably think you're getting your brushes clean, but you may not be. And trust me, I have been the #1 person who's been like, yeah, my brushes are clean, and then I go and I'm like, oh, they're not clean, right? So I'm just going it across the thing here just to make sure that it's coming out nice and dry and clean. And so what I do is I just kind of rub it on my hand a little bit just so it has that fluffiness to it. Because I just want to make sure that it's going to dry correctly. So you can see that I use this for my brows. It's pretty darn dirty. Okay, nothing else is coming out of it. And then I have this one, and then I'm going to show you my beauty blender. I got to go get that out of my office. Okay, so you just want to make sure you're really getting these clean. You can also use this for your masks too. So in between washes, like if I need to do this really quickly, and I don't have time to put it through a whole cycle, my mask, I will wash my mask in this, the same thing that I use for my brushes. So that is something to keep in mind. If you're washing your mask every single day and you need it dry faster, you can use this cleaner for it as well. So here is my beauty blender. It's kind of dirty, right? So I'm gonna take, you notice how small it is. It's gonna actually blow up here. Our blenders get really big. And so I just kind of run it around here nice and get it all in there, right? And then I kind of turn down the heat because it is kind of warm. So you guys are going to see all this gunk coming out of it. But when I'm done, the blender is going to look nice and clean. So I always tell people, happy brushes, clean brushes are happy brushes, right? So here's what the blender looks like when you're done. You can still see where the water is on there. So I always just kind of wring it until it's nice and done. And so I just leave it like that. I clean this off and I let this sit out as well, okay? So this is all done. So I leave this sitting upside down here so it kind of dries out, okay? And so that's what I do. I found, and it was something that I didn't realize for myself, that this could technically be causing acne. As soon as I started regularly cleaning and conditioning my brushes, I noticed that they were not only performing better, but they also were not getting my face broken out, and I didn't notice as many breakouts from my brushes. So hopefully this was good information for you. Pop down below how often you clean your brushes. Pop down below what you use to clean your brushes with. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, guys.